Hello friends, how are you today? It's Sharon from the blog I Restore Stuff, and I'm here with Essential Stencil on their page showing you their Stencil of the Month Club set that is for June. So let me just check our comments here to make sure they're all coming through. But when you join, let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to know that. I'm from Australia, so anyone who's new today, let us know that too. And if you are watching the replay, don't forget to comment the word replay, because you will go into the chance of winning a stencil on the replay. So hi, Joyce Ann's here, Kimberly, Casey's here, Kathy's here, awesome, from Massachusetts. Did I say that right? Elisa from Florida, amazing. Hi Bronwyn, how are you? So it's a beautiful sunny day here. It's been raining here in Queensland, Australia, but the sun's out this morning. So good evening to all of you who are watching in the USA, and we're getting ready to show you the Stencil of the Month Club set. If you didn't catch already, Amanda and Melissa's lives this week. Hi Bronwyn, I love the flowers. Yeah, flower power. It's flower power this next month for June. So you've got 3 days left to join the Stencil of the Month Club. So if you have friends who would love to join a stencil club where you get crafting stencils straight to your door every month. There's a couple of different plans now. So they've introduced a new basic plan as well as the premium plan. This is the code you'll need to use to save today. So I've taped a little bit there, because usually it's 10% off on the main site, but this is the site stencilofthemonthclub.com, and you'll be able to get a free month on the basic plan or 50% off your first month in the premium plan. So we'll be going through what you will get in each of those this next month right here on the live. But first I wanted to start out by just quickly just checking this. Yep, my laptop's working here. I quickly just wanted to start by painting a board. So we'll let that dry while I then show you the stencils that are in next month's Stencil of the Month Club set. And hopefully you'll get inspired to get your 70s on. So that a lot of that retro trend is coming back these days, and it's so fun. I am a 70s baby. I don't know if there's any other 70s babies out there. So this is just a, what do you call it, plywood board. I often use these, cut them all up into approximately the size of some of our stencils. So I've got that one. I've painted this one in, I don't know if you can tell that that's a chocolate color. This is Fusion Mineral Paints color chocolate. It's a really dark, it's like a dark chocolate actually. It looks like a big slab of dark chocolate. But that's the color chocolate. Gorgeous dark brown, which of course is a nice base for this 70s vibe that I'm going for today. I've picked a few Fusion Mineral Paint colors that I hope will kind of suit that 70s trend. So let's start with, I'm going to be painting, I'm doing some, there's these two blues. We've got this one called Paisley, which is a little bit lighter than Blue Pine. So I might use the darker one today just to paint the base of this plywood board, which someone's going to ask me how big it is, and it's less than 12 by 16, that's for sure. I'm not exactly sure on the size of it, but yeah, Kimberly's a 70s baby, woo! Yes, Chrissy says definitely chocolate. All right, so let me just point you down here. We'll get started onto this. There's my blog, I Restore Stuff, is irestorestuff.com if you want to visit my blog ever. It is where I love to showcase where I create upcycled furniture and home decor. Well, not create it, I recreate it really. I'm upcycling it, painting it with lovely furniture paints and things. So this is the color Blue Pine. And see, we've got pencil marks all over here and everything, but this is going to cover it nicely. I think it's got a really nice coverage, this Blue Pine, even with just one coat. Most furniture paints, though, I like to use a couple of coats just to give a really good solid coverage. Now, I will paint those edges, but because they're a bit fiddly, I might do that after the live, and so we can just get our front painted on here today. Nice long strokes for painting our signboards. Hello, thank you so much for tuning in today, guys, and sprinkling the love. I love it when you share our lives out there to Facebook land, because then it shows Facebook that there's people watching, and then other people can get to join our craft fun here on our lives. I'm usually here every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. CST time. So if you're in another time zone, you can just kind of figure that out. I think that you can actually hit going to our events, and that will give you a reminder also, and you get sent a reminder that we are live. So just painting this signboard. If you've just tuned in, let us know where you're watching from. I love to see. And if you're brand new to stenciling, if someone's just shared this live with you and you're going, wow, I've never actually done stenciling before, I'd like to give that a go, let us know in the comments. We do give away prizes at the end of our lives, hint, hint. So join in the conversation, no matter where you're coming from, where you're tuning in from. There's always a chance. Okay, so I've left the sides, but I will probably do those later. I may even do them in a darker colour. So I just wanted to get that board painted, and I will pop the brush into a plastic bag so that when I come back to do that second coat, I can reuse my paintbrush and it hasn't dried out. So that's that. I will give it a bit of a dry. I'll set that aside. And I want to show you this month's, well, it's next month. So we're still in May, but you have until the 20th of May to join our Stencil of the Month Club. You get sent exclusive stencils that are different than the main Stencil site's stencils. And you get sent those every month, a set of 3 if you're in the premium plan. Oh, I've just gone and let the wet paint touch my brown board here. And so now we've got blue down the stripe, down the edge. There we go. So let me show you the premium plan first. Okay. And then I'll show you, we've got a sample of the basic plan. So the basic plan is this big, so it's just, what is that size? 8 by 6. These are 8 by 6 inch stencil set of 3. The premium plan is 3 large 12 by 16 size stencil, pages of stencils really. And then there's a bonus add-on, which is optional, that I'll show you in a minute. So the premium plan, this is, so you will get 50% off your first month in the premium plan if you use I Restore Stuff as your code to get this groovy set of stencils next month. Yeah, there's people on there. I can't wait to get, yes, can't wait to get yours. So this month we've got a set of 3 sayings right here. So this sheet, tomorrow needs you, created with a purpose, you are enough. And then we have on this set some gorgeous hippie patterns. Look at the florals there, flower power patterns. And these are little squares, checkered pattern that's kind of gone wavy. So I'm going to be using this today as a background for one of my boards, so stay tuned for that. And then another page of sayings. So this is all in the premium set. It's a large set of stencils, and then you've got, it's never too late to be what you might have been, believe there is good in the world, be unapologetically you, and I think I might use this one today if we have time to do a second sign. Okay, so that's the 3 different stencils you'll get in the premium plan. Now that is that, and then there's also the bonus, the add-on, optional add-on, which has these fun things and designs and patterns. And like, don't you love these cute sunglasses? They're like little flower power sunglasses, sunnies. Be fun to use for something too. So there's all those fun symbols, the little mushroom. I can imagine you could use that with your fairy garden stencil set from the main Essential Stencil site too. So many good things you can use on there. So that add-on is optional. You'll see all of the plans. You'll see all of the plans. Oh, someone's saying they can't hear the sound. I hope everybody else can. Yes, all of the plans are right there at stencilofthemonthclub.com, which the link is in our description and in the pinned comment there for you. So let's have a look at the basic plan. So that's this little set here. It's a smaller set. It just gives everybody an option. If you don't want to, it just gives you a little cheaper option to get some stencils sent to you every month. The basic plan has 3 smaller sets, and these are just 6 by 8, so you can see the size compared to these. And there is elements from the main premium plan in the basic plan. So you can see there we've got the world. It is a lot smaller than this world here. So you can see the size comparison there. Whoop, it's a little bit smaller. And then you've got 2 sayings on here. Let me just turn that over so you can see. These 2 sayings from the main set, and again, they are a lot smaller. This is the same saying here. So you've got, there we go. You can sort of see the size difference in the wording there. And then also created with a purpose. You'll get that one in the basic plan. If you missed any of this, you can catch the replay also. We always leave our lives up for everyone to see. So there's that one, created with a purpose. You can see the size difference. So it's just a smaller version of just some of the elements. So not all of the elements are in this plan. So, and then you've got a pattern. Okay, so you've got a smaller flower pattern, and it is actually smaller in size. I'll just show you that comparison than the pattern that's on the larger set. Let's see if we can see it a little better here. So it's just a smaller version, a mini version of that pattern. Okay, so that's what you get in the basic plan. So those are listed right there at stencilofthemonthclub.com. You can see all of the plans, the basic plan and the premium plan and the add-on, and all of the costs are all there. So let's go with our first, the one that I've painted in Fusion's Chocolate. Now, if you do not know local retailer for Fusion Mineral Paint, you can get it shipped directly to your door, and I can give you the affiliate link for my affiliate link for Fusion Mineral Paint. I'd love it if you wanted to use that, and let me know in the comments and I can give you that. This is the gorgeous chocolate color on this board, and I'm going to start with the fun pattern. This one here, this has got wonky checkered pattern. Just had a lot of fun. All right, so I'm going to use the colour mustard on this chocolate brown, another fun 70s kind of pattern. So there's 3 days left to join the Stencil of the Month Club. The cutoff date is the 20th, and if you use my code IRestoreStuff, you'll get your first month free for the basic plan and 50% off your first month for the premium plan. This is the colour mustard with Fusion Mineral Paint. Now I'm going to use, because these squares are a large stencil, I'm going to use the large stencil brush. So Essential Stencil brushes, if they're not in stock now, they should be back in stock sometime soon. They're available on the main essentialstencil.com site. So for using small tiny letters, I like to use the smaller brushes. For these larger patterns, I'll be using the larger brush. All we need for stenciling is our offloading cardboard so that we can offload the paint from our brush onto the cardboard, and that stops bleeding underneath the stencil. Now, because this pattern doesn't go quite to the end of my board, I'm going to leave a border around here because I think that would look groovy too. I'm going to use all the 70s terminology. Yeah, the mustard colour is great, isn't it? It's a nice neutral. Okay, so I'm trying to make that centered in the middle there. We can all see that. And I'm going around in circular motion with my mustard colour. If it's fairly, you may need 2 coats is what I'm trying to say for your paints. I'd rather go on with 2 coats than have too much on your brush and risk that paint bleeding underneath the stencil. So the reason I can do this with nice big swirly motions is because I've offloaded a lot of that off the brush and onto my cardboard here. Hi Tracy, coming on late, that's okay. You can always catch the replay, so it's here for you to watch permanently, I think. I don't think we ever delete any of our lives. They're all in the video section, so if you go to Essential Stencils Facebook page here, you'll see them all in the video tab. You can just swipe on those little tabs at the top of the Facebook page. There's one tab that's called Videos, and there's even playlists there for different seasons or techniques that we might have, if we've added them to a playlist, they might be in there. I've got a playlist on shadowing. There's each ambassador has a playlist there. Christmas playlists of just videos using the different stencils. So you can always go back and get inspiration and ideas from those. So if you are in the Stencil of the Month Club, you'll also know that you get invited to join the Stencil of the Month Club Facebook group, which is so much fun, so much inspiration drawn from in that group, because everyone shares not only their Stencil of the Month Club stencil set ideas, but even from the main sites. There's a great place, a great community of people in there to share inspiration and ideas with, and you get to be a part of that. Thank you, Susan. Sprinkle, 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 everyone. So yes, she's just giving you a little reminder to hit the share button. Hit that button and let everyone else know in your group or even your personal page. You can share it there with your friends or send it in Messenger to people. I've done that before. If you've seen a video live and like, I know someone who would love this DIY. I know someone who is a 70s person. I know someone who would love some free stencils, because we always give away prizes at the end of our lives. So let me just simply pop this in a wet cloth so that it doesn't dry out. And I'm going to actually dry this with the hairdryer to give it a good drying. So we can do a second coat, because I can tell there that it's not quite solid as I'd like. I'd like a nice solid mustard colour background. But we can have a little peek to see what it looks like. Oh, thank you, Becky. Yeah, that's what we're here for, ambassadors, showing you how you can use the different stencils. So it's going to look great. Look at that fun. But I do want it a little brighter, so let's just go on that with another coat there. Oop. Hello, Patty. Oh, thank you so much for joining. Thanks for coming on, guys. Okay, so you can just see here, hope you can see well enough. You can see how now that's creating a solid colour on that. So that first coat, even this happens to me when I'm painting furniture too, and you may have noticed the same thing. That first coat on furniture, we usually call it the ugly duckling stage, because it does look quite, you're just thinking, oh, what have I done? But it's just, well, let me see if I can just bring that up a bit closer for you to see. So you can see the difference with these two squares and how much more solid that look is going to be once I've gone over with that second coat. It really does solidify the colour and make it a little bit more bold. Now I'm trying to think of which of these colours I want to use for on top of that. I'm thinking this green. It's called Conservatory, and it's a nice, I think it's a nice addition, 70s vintage colour. But I may have to put a bit of a shadow behind it using white behind the words so that it really stands out and pops. Because sometimes if they're sort of similar tones, then you may need a bit of something in the background to make that pop. Maybe while this pattern is drying, I'll go with my second board that I've got sitting over here, ready for another groovy style. So my daughter tells me that the teenagers are right into all this 70s look at the moment. Do you have teenagers, or do you know teenagers who are kind of into the 70s designs? I noticed even those fonts are kind of coming back. And those bubble fonts. Did anyone else create bubble fonts for their school assignments when they were younger? Linda says, love the 70s. Yes. It reminds me of the Brady Bunch, some of those 70s hit TV shows. Oh, let me know. What was your favourite TV shows from the 70s, guys? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, someone just mentioned green and yellow for 70s colours. Yes, I think there are. I looked in Pinterest, and if you just type in 70s colour palette, it comes up with some great ideas. And but I definitely remember this this chocolate that I'm using here being my parents painted parts of the house in this mission brown colour. I think it was the trims. Melinda, you lived through the 70s. Yanni had burnt orange carpet in the 70s. Yes, it's probably like almost this colour, a bit brighter, isn't it? That burnt orange, almost like a sunset orange. Yes, reminds me of the bands, you know, the Monkeys. They were on the Brady Bunch as well. Bell bottoms, yes. Oh, really? Someone's nieces are into bell bottoms already. Again, it's those fashions come around, don't they? Orange shag carpet. Oh my goodness. Yes, gold, mustard, avocado. Yes, those are the names of those kind of retro 70s colours. I love it. Best life ever, Lisa says. Yes. All right, so let's just lift that up there and have a look. Look at that. Isn't that just cool? What a great background. And I've got this sort of border trim going on around there. So that'll be great for a background. I'm going to put some words on there in a minute, and I will wash this later on, probably with some awesome spray, because this Fusion mineral paint really sticks well. So if you are looking for a furniture paint, it's great for that. Oh, and what about the gold refrigerators, Glenda says. And I know people had avocado refrigerators as well. So, oh my goodness. Okay, let's go on with our second board here while that one's drying off. And I was thinking that green for that. What was I going to do for this? Oh, I've got a red. So there's this muted, sort of these muted earthy tones were great in the 70s. They also had the bright colours too, you know, with the almost fluorescent. I think fluorescent was more 80s though, don't you think? This flower pattern is going to be great for some things there. Now where is it? I was going to put a saying on here. What's the one I was doing for that? Oh, this is the one I'm going to put these words down on here. Tomorrow needs you. I think that's fun with these little star shapes on there. So we'll think of that one. And then where's the other? So this is the there's three different stencils in this set. Oh, I got that back to front. There we go. Find out who you are and then do it on purpose. I just love this font. Look at this bubbly writing. That's the writing I was talking about. Isn't that just so, it's very 70s. I like it. So we're going to do that right about here. Just find the center of your board. We could do some patterns in the backgrounds for that as well, but I think it just looks nice like that. And then I'll just add this in that bright red. Oh, I could even do the mustard in those flowers. Let's do that as well. So I'll just get some tape and we'll just tape off where the flowers are. In fact, I've got another idea for one of the flowers also. So let's see if that works out. Didn't quite get that one up here enough to cover this end bit. Just so that I don't accidentally get this. I'm doing the words red and I'll do the flowers yellow, mustard colour. Also that is another fusion colour called Prairie Sunset, would be a great 70s yellow, I think. Yeah, a bit more. Okay, taping off words or areas that you don't want your brush to accidentally get on. And these Fusion mineral paint comes in these little tiny tester pots too, which are perfect stencil brush size. Jana says I should have been at Woodstock. Oh, yes, the hippie style is definitely making a comeback, Elizabeth. You're right. Okay, so just using again an essential stencil brush here. I might use this one. It's a 5/8 inch brush, and I'll just use a different cardboard. We're running out of space on that one. see, Sultana brand box. I just rip them apart and use them for stenciling. Why not? Okay, so these are great. They fit into the bottle, but I just sometimes just use what's in the lid. And we're just offloading. This one may need a second coat also, but we'll see. Okay, just double checking the straightness of this. Make sure we're all straight. You could also add some tape to the top here just to make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Just securing your stencil there. And then because I've got hardly anything on my brush, I've offloaded it onto here. I can then just do a little swirling motion around the words. Now with this red, you could have also done a sort of a background on this as well to make it stand out in a shadowy sense. But we're just going straight on with this one. Starting to run out here at the end. And so I can see there's some colours that just depending on the pigment that you may need a second coat for. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, Elizabeth, you got your pearl fusion paint in. Yeah, I think I used that last week, didn't I? The pearl metallic. Or maybe it was the week before. Metallics are lovely. Okay. I am going to do a second coat on this because I can see through it. But I'll just reiterate, it's so much neater. You get neater edges and not fuzzy edges if you can just have hardly anything on your brush and just go over it with a second coat, rather than trying to get it all on one coat. And you can see it. You can see the red on the blue, if you can see that little peak there. It's sort of dark on dark, so there's not a lot of pop standing out. But so what you could have done is added a white background and created a shadow. But I'll show you how to do that on this other one here, and we will then come back to do that second coat on there. Okay, so I'll set this aside. This is why I have two projects on the go sometimes, because we can just let that dry while we're doing the next little section. Okay, so we've got chocolate brown background, mustard pattern, and then the words I'm going to do are these up here. Tomorrow needs you. So I will do, to make that stand out and pop, I'm going to do a white as a bit of a shadow behind it, and then I'll do a colour on top, like the green. So just trying to centre this as much as I can to where it should be, say around about there. Then I'll add the tape to just tape it down and secure it. Amber, you don't think it needs a second coat? Maybe. I'll have a look again when it's dried. So I'm going to just use a white as my shadow background, and this will help to really make the wording stand out sort of to the forefront, or it makes it pop, I like to say. And this is just a off-white. It's called cashmere. So it's just, you can see it's not white, bright white, but I think it lends nicely to these tones. And so we'll just give the words. So what we're going to do is create a shadow. So if you've never seen this done before, here's your chance to learn again. And some people are like, oh, I haven't tried shadows, I'm a bit scared to do it. Always just practice on a piece of cardboard first. Get your stencil, put it over a piece of cardboard and do your stenciling until you've got it to where you're happy with it. Okay, so here goes our shadowing, and it doesn't have to be perfect, we just have to get that. You really only have to do, one side, but I just kind of give it an overall because I never know which side that's going to be. Offloading, swishing our colour around. called Cashmere. If you do want that Fusion affiliate link, let us know in the comments, and if Essential Stencil doesn't pop it in there, I will go through later and just find you and put my link in there for you. So the code for the stencils, these are the Stencil of the Month Club set for June. The cutoff to join the club to get this set is in 3 days' time, the 20th. The 20th of each month is our cutoff. So if you do know other crafters who would love to receive stencils each month, let them know, share this live, let them know that they have till the 20th to join. And then these large sets are from the premium plan, or there's a much smaller set, 6x8s, this size here, just 3 little stencils in that, is the basic plan, and that's all listed right there on stencilofthemonthclub.com, and you'll be able to see all the options available for those plans, and the, like, I think there's a 3-month, 6-month, 12-month kind of plans, and all the different pricing is on there. So for this one, I don't need to sort of get that coverage really, really solid, because we're just going to let that be the shadow, okay? So then we need to dry that. I'll just take this off a minute because we'll be taking it off anyway. And that looks great as it is, doesn't it? Tomorrow needs you. Oh, how fun. But I wanted to put that as a background to a green. So let me just pop this in here. Putting this in wet cloth so that it doesn't dry out. You could listen to me all day for my accent. Okay, I'll get you the link for the Fusion paint. Okay, so what we would normally do is I would normally just wipe that off. Feels like it's dried enough on there too. So to create a shadow, this is how we create this shadow look, and I'm leaving that for a second. We're going with green for this pop of colour on here. And this is Conservatory. Isn't that a gorgeous vintage green? It's almost the avocado. If it was a slightly darker, it would be that avocado fridge colour, or appliances. Remember that from the 70s? So we're going to put the words exactly straight back down on them to start with, and then shift them to create our shadow. So here's what we do. I'll hold this up here so you can kind of see. I'll find the place for where exactly the stencil was before. About there. And then all I'm doing to create, so that's where it was, then to create a shadow, I'm just going to lift it slightly up so that the white is underneath, and then slightly to one side. For this purpose, I might go that way, just to balance out. Okay, so it's slightly up, slightly across, and now you'll see, hopefully, you'll see a little gap in my letters between the stencil and the letters that I've already stenciled. So now I'm going to tape that down, keep that down strong. Oh, you think it's like my green top, the avocado colour? I feel like the green top's just probably in between this, I think. Yeah. Okay, so I've got another brush here left. Let's get the green on that. And offload that onto our cardstock here, cardboard, recycle the cereal boxes. Yeah, the shadow effect is quite effective. Hopefully this will all turn out nicely on here, and that it'll pop enough with this green on top. So now we're going to go around with the green and add that onto the top of the white and the mustard pattern that's on top of the chocolate brown. We've got layer upon layer here on this groovy stencil set. So okay, just starting to run out there, so we'll get some more on the brush. Add it on here. Conservatory is the name of this colour. Yeah, it's beautiful vintage green. I've used it on furniture and decor. It's lovely. Stands out beautiful in a living room for a sideboard or dresser. I've got a little hair in there. Offloading. Practice, practice, practice. Who's new today? I haven't seen anyone comment that they're brand new to stenciling. I'd love to know that too, if you've never done stenciling. What if you've never done shadowing before? Are you going to give it a go? And I'm doing these little star light flashes, whatever you call them. Tomorrow needs you. I like these sayings on this month's set because they're all nice, positive, uplifting sayings, and they go great with this retro theme. I think almost there, and then we'll go on to a second coat on our other sign. Lisa, your dining room is sage. Lovely. Michelle, you're new to this technique. Shadowing, that's what we're doing, yeah. So it gives it a sort of an extra layer and makes it stand out. So if I was just to do the green straight down on the brown and the mustard, it might sort of blend in a little bit too much. So I'm hoping that this will make it stand out. Hopefully you can see that well enough there. Nearly done. All right, you can kind of see if it needs a second coat, and this green has really good coverage. Like I said before, some of the paint, depending on the pigment, it's really got nothing to do with the brand of paint at all, but if you've got some really bright whites, they tend to take more coats. Some of the bright reds or bright blues need a second coat, just depending on that pigment that's involved in creating the colour. Okay, ready to go. The big reveal, and here is our shadow. Oh, got a little, oh, it's okay, it's a dried fleck of paint. I thought I had a big splash there. Okay, so here is our shadowing, so you can see how that sort of pops out from the board now. Tomorrow needs you. Just a faint white line that I did first, painting the white underneath and then shifting slightly up and across. Any direction is fine. It's just sort of like a 45-degree angle, just shifting diagonally up on the board. And let's go over with our second coat of this. I will show you that. So if you look closely, I feel like it just needs a bit more pizzazz. Let's have a look. Becky loves it. Janice loves it. Yes, it does make it pop, doesn't it? Okay, so just dipping my little brush back in the paint again. Now the second coat is usually faster and easier to go on because we've done all the hard work getting that first coat down. So, oh, I've got a great big dollop on the side of my brush there. Okay. Just a good old solid coverage here. Second coat goes down quite fast. Offload, offload, offload. And then we'll do the little flowers. So it's kind of made it a little bit more of a solid coverage there. It's all over the side of my brush. Perfect. So you could either let it dry or just use the hairdryer to dry it, or if you have another kind of dryer, that'll work too. And then we'll do that. What are we going to do? The green colour, I think. Oh, I'll lift it up, but I'm going to actually, so you'll be able to see that that's a lot more solid now, that colour. Pops out a little bit more. And then I'm going to lift off the tape here, and I want to do these flowers. I was going to leave one of the flowers taped down. Let me see, this one maybe. And put a little something in its place. Have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see. So because I'm taking the tape off the flowers and the flowers are close to the words, now I just need to put the tape over onto the words here so that I don't accidentally paint the words when I'm painting the flowers. Let's go ahead and use that conservatory, that green again. Tape. It is vibrant, isn't it? Yeah. What other 70s colours do you think of when you think of 70s? What colour would you do your signs? I wonder. Let me know. Going back in with our green brush, so see how I've just popped it in the wet cloth and then it doesn't dry out. Lisa can't wait to get them, these stencils. Linda would go orange, yeah. Neons, Gloria, yeah, I think there are some brighter colours, aren't there, in that 70s kind of range. Yellow, yes, I looked for a good yellow. I do have the mustard, but there's another colour that I would do if I was doing yellow as well. Oh, I can see one more spot. I'm just going to remove this tape here. Just don't want to get this accidentally on the words because we've already painted it red. We don't want the green over there. Okay, so just adding this green on here. And again, like the other sign that I've just done, you could use a white background to make these other colours, which are sort of similar in the depth of the tone. I don't know if I'm saying that right because I'm not an artist, but they're sort of similar shades. Like they're not dark and they're not real light. They're both sort of those mid tones, I think you would call it. Thanks, Gloria. Oh, hot pink, Janice. Hot pink, 70s colour. Yeah. I do remember that fluoro really came in the 80s, like late 80s. That was my high school years. Showing my age. Okay, so we've got green flowers. Oh, I was going to do them yellow, wasn't I? I did say before, I'm going to do those yellow. Yellow probably would have stood out more. Yeah, I may even do that. Maybe I could do a green shadow and then add the yellow. Because I think the yellow would be brighter, don't you? What was I thinking? Let's have a look. We'll try that. Yeah, someone must have been asking about using the code. You can use my code IRestoreStuff and you will get your first month free on the basic plan if you sign up to the Stencil of the Month Club. That's at stencilofthemonthclub.com. Or you will get 50% off the premium plan. So I just changed my mind doing these green flowers yellow because look at that, they hardly, you can't even see them from there. You cannot even see them. Change my mind, let's do them yellow or mustard colour. See if that turns out better, brighter. You may see a little bit of green around the edges, I'm not sure. We can go over them. We can even fill them in, you know, we've got the Essential Stencil has these beautiful detail brushes. They come in a set of 6, and so these are all like fine artist brushes. They're great for filling in flowers, you know, touching up your bridges on your stencils. So the bridges are where the letters join up, because for stencils you have to have those bridges in there to join the letters up, otherwise you'd have parts of your letters missing. Not a good look. So we have bridges, but if you don't like the bridges on the final result, you can always join them up together with those detail brushes. All right, here's what I'm going to do with that little extra flower that I've taken off there. Let me see if that's better. Oop. I will be touching this up later, I can tell you that now. Okay, So there's a little flower right here, but I'm going to put something in its place from the other design. Let me see where it is. Yeah, I think those stood out better, right? Am I right? So those are standing out a little better. And then I saw in the basic plan, so if you get the basic plan, you'll get a smaller version of some of the elements from the premium plan. And in the basic plan, we've got that little smiley face. So I think that that would look cute because it's around about similar to that flower size. I'm going to add a little smiley face right here. And let's take a bit of tape off here, stick that down so it doesn't go anywhere. And let's just do that one mustard as well. Yeah, the yellow pops a little better. I do feel like it would have been better with that white shadow like I did on this sign here. So if you're doing that, I would try that shadowing. It really does help. And again, you can fill those flowers in so it stands out better. This little smiley face. And also a brighter yellow might look great as well. Now, I'm being careful because this is a large brush and it's kind of close to the edge when I'm over here, so I might have to just pounce that a little bit. So instead of the flower, I've just grabbed the little smiley face. The smiley face on that's from the add-on. So if you get the premium set, if you get the add-on, you'll get the smiley face, the sunglasses, flower sunglasses, mushroom, peace symbol, yin yang, all these other sayings and things. Okay, there we go. Cute. So how's that for a little 70s groovy sign? Find out who you are and then do it on purpose. So we are about to pick some prize winners. Don't go anywhere. I want to know who the winners are. So if you do want that Fusion Mineral Paint link, let us know in the comments. I'll message that or reply to your comment, or you can find me at I Restore Stuff on Facebook or all of the places. Don't forget to use my code I Restore Stuff. You've got 3 days left to join the Stencil of the Month Club and get all of these. Plus, get shipped to your door each month the Stencil of the Month sets. Plus, you also get to be in our exclusive Facebook group and draw from so many different inspirational people. Here is our winners today. Excuse me. Let me just pop this up so I can see you all. Our winners today are, let's see, Tanya, Mel and Janice. So congratulations. You need to email support@essentialstencil.com and claim your prize. Let them know you were a winner on Sharon's live today. Sharon from I Restore Stuff, and they will send you your prize. Let them know where you want it sent to. But thank you so much for watching again today. Here it is, Stencil of the Month Club. You've got 3 days left to join. Get these groovy patterns, get your 70s on, and I'd love to see what you're making with that next month when they arrive in the Stencil of the Month Club Facebook group. So don't forget, if you are a member of the club, to participate in there. It's so much fun. All right, see you next week, guys. Bye.